This is Koeppen. This is my final project for CHPM-2605. First I want to start off by going over my two binders. So those are coming up here. One is a research binder and one is my practice management files. And followed by that, we've got a short video on a office visit. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so here's the first binder I have. It's practice management files. It's got 5 different tabs. The first tab is the pre-visit. Within that I've got some files that include just considering chiropractic and what that might mean, where problems and things might exist, and some warning signs and other things that could be used to talk to people about chiropractic as new patients or potential new patients. First visit includes case history as well as chiropractic exams, physical exams, and so forth. I also have report of findings here. That would be on the second visit technically. After the exam and x-rays have all been taken, report of findings would be sit down with a one-on-one with the patient to discuss their condition and talk about the phase of degeneration of discs, and so on and so forth. And then progressive exam would be once the patient's already been under care for a period of time and they are going to either continue with care or not continue with care depending on progress. So that includes the progressive report. Then there's just a little bit of information on healthcare class and just some other information. That is binder 1. Binder 2. Alright, and here's my second binder on chiropractic research. The first one is on vertebral subluxation complex. Got an article here talking about vertebral alignment, realignment. Next one is wellness development care. I don't have much on that one yet. Subluxation condition-based care. Got an article in here about cervical and lumbar disc herniations and improvement after chiropractic care. Let's see. Got spinal, chiropractic spinal, chiropractic and primary medical care. I'm talking about some spinal manipulation. Got functional neurology as a tab. We've got some study in here based upon autistic disorders and chiropractic care, mechanic systems, bad medicine. I got a couple articles in here about adverse drug reactions and resistance to antibiotics. And I also have a couple of articles in here under new vitalistic systems under workers' comp and lowering of healthcare costs, as well as chiropractic for athletes. This concludes my binders. Thank you. Welcome back to the office, Sarah.
Hi,
how are you doing today?
Hi, Dr. Koeppen. I'm really excited to meet with you today.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to meet with you as well. So I see that Janice had you watch a video about chiropractic care. What did you think about that?
She did, and I really liked the video, and I understood what it was saying. I just not sure about the process and how to improve my health.
Okay. Well, that's a fair question. Did you ever understand everything else about the video?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a really well done video.
Okay, great. Well, today we're going to talk about that video a little bit and about some of the things that you saw in the video and learned in the video. We're also going to go over some of the information from your last visit. So we did an exam on your last visit. We did some x-rays. We're going to kind of assess some of that today and look at seeing how we can help improve your health.
Good.
How's that sound?
I really like that.
Excellent. Well, let's start with your report. So what we have here, there's several reports, but first let's talk about some of the problems you're having. You came to us, you mentioned that you had chronic low back pain, you're having frequent headaches, and also that you're having heart troubles from time to time.
Yes, and yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. So based on the reports, based on the physical, based upon the x-rays, what we found is consistent with those symptoms. You're talking about having the low back pain. We found that you have severe low back and mid back scoliosis, which If you remember in the video, just like with Fred here, scoliosis is a side-to-side curvature of your spine, which is not typically normal. Usually the spine is nice and straight, vertically. And so you've got that back pain. And that's a pretty good cause, that's a pretty good reason for that back pain. It's impinging upon your discs in this region, and over here they're being stretched. And so that seems pretty consistent with some of the pain and headaches and other issues that you're having. The other thing that we found is that you've got some anterior head translation, which basically means that your neck, which should have a curvature like this, is no longer curved like that. It's actually moved forward and is pretty straight.
That would explain some of the headaches, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely it does. So considering that's what we've found, we've also seen that there's some amount of disc degeneration, which we can look at a little bit later.
Okay.
That basically means that the discs there are under abnormal stress, and because of that they're wearing unevenly, essentially, and it's causing problems. So we want to try to work with you to improve those areas of your spine and your overall health.
Okay.
So to talk about that, one of the other things that is important that we looked at in the video was what happens to the spine and what happens to the spinal column when we have scoliosis or other back problems.
Yeah.
So like we talked about in the video, or like you saw in the video, the brain is basically the central control system for your spine and for your nervous system. So when discs move out of space or out of place, it can actually impinge on and cause problems for your spinal cord.
I noticed that it pinched. There's a red thing of pinching.
Yeah.
Is that what that disc is about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, what you see here is not necessarily is not a pinch on the nerve, although it could be. But what you see here is actually a herniation. That's where your disc is actually moved outside of its normal space and is bulging out, and that's problematic too. We didn't really see that much in any of the findings from your report, which is great, which is good news. But
it means we're getting it early.
That's right. But because of your scoliosis, you can have some of these nerves being pinched in certain places. And so what we want to do is work to correct that so that we can relieve some of that pain.
Okay.
And like I said, we will go ahead and look at your X-rays after a while to see how we can so you can see what you really look like and see what's going on there.
Okay.
So I'm confident that we can reduce some of that curvature that you have going on and also relieve some of the pain that you're feeling there. What I'd like to do now is kind of talk about, well actually, do you have any questions about any of that?
I think I just question kind of the next steps we need to take to go through this process and what the next step is with you, and you know, just because I'm learning about the spine and how this whole thing works.
Okay. Well, now that we've kind of covered some of some of your case and what's going on with you, there's basically 3 different phases of care that we work through in our office. The first phase is condition-based care. So you've come to us and you have headaches, low back pain, and you have other symptoms going on. So our first primary goal is to correct some of those and kind of give you some relief from some of that.
Okay.
Just like an auto accident victim who's come in and they're having severe neck pain and maybe some low back pain, we want to work with you to alleviate some of those symptoms. 1, so you can feel better, but 2, so that you can have a more comfortable lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do from there is that'll be a period of initially it's going to be 6 weeks. We'll start out with 6 weeks. After we move out of the phase of condition-based care, we're going to move into what's considered corrective care. So where we can actually start to regain some of the straightness in your spine, kind of reduce the curvature, and actually put some additional curvature, which is healthy, into your neck.
Okay. Probably my biggest concern is time. I run my own company. Absolutely. I have 5 kids and my husband, so I'm really concerned about the time of this. How do we walk? I mean, I guess help me understand how to make this happen
Absolutely.
concerning my schedule.
Well, Sarah, we don't do anything without first talking about it.
Okay.
But basically, this initial phase of care is 2 to 3 days a week is what we'd like to see, and we'd like to see that for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. I know that sounds like a lot, but the great thing is that we have early morning hours.
Oh,
And
okay.
we also have late afternoon hours. I know with kids and with
After
business,
school.
yeah, there's
Yes.
a lot going on there, right?
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
kids do you have?
5.
5. Wow. Okay. Well, later on we should talk about their care as well, because that's important to you. I'm sure their health,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple that get some pretty bad migraines.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can help them with that. So that initial care will be 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, we'll reevaluate. What we'll do is a progressive exam. We'll go ahead and kind of reevaluate your x-rays. We'll
Okay.
reevaluate just your symptomatology and what's going on there. And we'll make a decision on how care continues. When we get to that point, you'll have a decision to make. You'll be able to say, I want to continue with care, I don't want to continue with care, or I'd like to continue with more care. So we can kind of work through that down the road. Is that all right?
Yeah, that'd be
Great.
really great.
So there are a couple things we have left to do. What I want to talk to you about is some of our office procedures.
Okay.
So you're here.
Yeah.
You have an interest in your health, as do we. That's extremely important to us. So what we do in our office is we have what we call a health care class. We offer it twice a month, so every other week. And we offer one this month on the 15th and also on the 30th. Which one are you interested in coming to?
Probably the 15th. I know we're out of town on the 30th.
Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and get you scheduled for the 15th.
Okay.
If you're like the rest of our patients, they like to bring friends with them. They like to bring family with them to those meetings. So what we've done is we've went ahead and set aside 3 extra spaces for you.
Mhm.
Whether it's your husband, some of your
I
older
definitely
kids.
want to bring my husband, because I
Okay.
know he's going to want to be involved in what's going on here.
Great. Okay. Well, when we're done here,
Okay.
we'll go ahead and talk to Janice about that. We'll get you scheduled for the next class on the 15th, and we'll also get some of your family and friends signed up. That'd be great.
Okay.
I know that if they're like you, they're going to really appreciate this.
Yes.
And
Thank
they'll
you.
get to know some interesting and cool stuff. The healthcare class.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Koeppen.
You bet. So the last thing I want to talk with you about is, not the last thing, but the second part of our office procedure that we take very seriously is appointments.
Mhm.
So the first appointment missed, not a big deal. I
Okay.
understand life gets crazy, life gets busy. We forget about things all the time. But
Yeah.
because we take your health seriously,
Mhm.
the second time we charge a fee. And if
Okay.
it continues, basically we'll have to reevaluate whether we can continue care or not. Does that
Okay.
sound right?
Well, yeah, I get that. I mean, running my own company, when I make appointments,
Sure.
if someone doesn't show it,
It's
yeah,
frustrating,
I
huh?
get that.
Yeah. So just keep in touch with us. If something changes, we'll most certainly can reschedule, but just make sure and let us know.
Is it okay if I call ahead? Like, I realize something that morning, maybe I have an evening appointment, but I realize I'm not going to make that due to function at the school or something like that. Can I call ahead?
Absolutely.
Does that count?
Absolutely. Just
Okay.
try to give us as much notice as
Okay.
you can. So that way we can put somebody else in that spot for the day or whatever. You know?
And that would, okay, great.
Excellent. So the last thing we have to talk about is your financial statement. The
Yeah, I
financial
saw
report.
that. Yeah.
So basically what we've done here is we've broken down the financial breakdown of the next 6 weeks. This is kind of the initial care. As you can see here, there's a bulk price for the entire process, as well as there's a rate over here on the side that is a bit of a discount.
I caught that.
What we've done is we've set aside, if you want to pay up front, what we can do is save you some administrative costs so that we're not doing excessive paperwork and such. So if you want to take some time to think about that, you most certainly can.
Is that okay if I take this home and kind
Absolutely.
of talk
Yeah,
about
this
it
is
with my husband? And
This is your copy.
I did notice it's a nice little discount if you pay it all up front, and so
Sure.
that's helpful. But yeah, I'd love to talk with him.
And you
about
mentioned you have kids, and we saw that also in your case history. We can also put together for you a family care
Oh,
package if
okay.
you'd be interested in that.
Now, does that save you a little bit of money if
Absolutely.
you're doing the whole family at once?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we can most certainly do that. We like to see families here, so we try to help you out there with some savings.
Nice. I noticed that. I noticed the playroom when I walked in.
Yeah, absolutely. We like kids here. So based on everything that we've talked about today, Are you interested in our recommendation to begin care?
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm really interested in figuring out how all this works. I'm interested in getting the migraines to go away.
I bet you are. Well, Sarah, thank you for coming in today. Let's go see Janice.
Okay, thanks.